I got started at Eden pretty much at the outset. I got involved with Tim as part of the original design team when he was first gathering together what he described as the orchestra to fill the pit, and we were given the challenge of developing the brand identity, but also meeting the challenge of how we were going to tell the stories on site, how we were going to engage people with all these different ideas. And very quickly we decided that it was going to be through the arts. We wanted to have an arts-led kind of route to it because we thought that would be much more experimental, much more a journey of discovery, and much more exciting for people. We can afford to allow artists to respond in a much more liberated fashion both to the physical space and to some of the core concepts within. And the great thing about artists is that they can get really under the skin of what it's like to be human when we're confronting some of these big challenges that the 21st century is going to throw at us. The first artist in our new programme, Paul McGowan, will be producing 2 major installations over the course of the next 6 months. One that kicks off on August the 8th and lasts for 3 months, and a second one called Blockhead, which will start in March and last until the summer of next year.
Am I gesturing a bit much? Tim bought a couple of paintings, basically, and yeah, I met him pissed. Oh. Well, I first got involved with Eden because Tim Smith bought a couple of the paintings, and I met him on the steps of the Headland Hotel after a few drinks, and that was it, and that was the beginning. That's a safe version. Just looking through the internet, and we was looking at endangered species, endangered and extinct animals. And some of them had such beautiful markings that we decided to start using some of those markings, and then we was montaging elements, anatomical elements of these endangered extinct animals, and basically pieced them together into a whole different thing, and they were starting to resemble masks, so we started playing with the form of a mask, and so it had that sort of biomorphic effect to them. So you'd look into them and there's like a reflection of mankind, but they was made up of marks of things that we had directly basically wiped out their species or endangered their species by our actions. So it had a hell of a lot of weight there, a lot of power there, and a lot of meaning.
Paul is going to be working with us with all sorts of people from our team. The landscape team, the horticultural team, the technical team, as well as the creative team. Well,
the thing is, with a gallery, as much as I love them, the thing is, it's the same people that go to a gallery all the time. The same crowd, in and out, and in and out. And so you're only talking to one type of person. But at Eden, you have a huge cross-section of society. You won't find it anywhere else. It's a special place.
Here at Eden, we've got one of the most spectacular venues in the country for live music, and we run an annual programme of events called the Eden Sessions, where top artists come from all over the world to perform to our local and audiences, and also people coming from further afield.
This one's for me dad for taking me down bed Ruth and steps as a child. This one's called Sonic.
Paul McGowan is a friend of mine from Bath. He became more involved with Eden, and his exhibit it's taking place here at the moment, and hopefully we'll be taking over one of the domes next year, so doing a bit of an art installation. Basically it's a combination of visuals, works of art dotted around the place. It's going to be a case of found sounds and treated atmospheres, if you like, interspersed with like fragments of music. Actually walking around the place, it's probably akin to mixing it yourself anyway, because you know how long you stay in one area, how much you hear of this piece and this piece is going to change all the time wherever you are physically in the space. You need to be sympathetic to the spaces you're using and try not to overpower the serenity of the place, but yet give you an emotional response to it. It's quite a hard balance to achieve, really.
Well, I think they're amazing. Look where they are. I mean, what an environment to go to a gig, and it's like the bass you know, where sort of stages. I've heard it's got a nickname, the Pit. Now, you know, that's a pretty cool nickname. I know for a fact that Nick told me that the Verve come away thinking it was one of the best gigs they'd ever done, and from what I've spoken to people about the thing is that everyone agrees. You know, it's got a real special identity to the place, and I think it brings out the best in people.
This is like using Eden as a stage. It's like using Eden as a laboratory. It's constantly trying to test new forms of communication, new forms of engagement. We think that artists have got a very important role to play in that.
As soon as I moved my studio from Bath to Eden, as soon as I started working here, all the work changed. My whole style started changing. Everything was moving around. I hate using that word style, but it's the best way to sort of explain it to people. Everything changed because the environment's so different, and I really respond to my environment. And it's funny. It's ended up I did all the small pieces in my large workshop in Bath, and I'm doing all the big pieces in my small workshop in Eden.
So working with artists to produce work like this is very much a journey of experimentation. It's a journey of discovery. Nobody really knows where that journey is going to end. We don't enter a creative process where we understand what the results are going to be like. The artists respond to the site in a very liberated fashion, and it's very important that we give them that freedom in order to really practice their work to the utmost.
I have absolutely no clue. I don't start with any sort of contrived methodology, or I have nothing, no direction. I just hold a thought in my mind of what we're working on at the time or what we're trying to achieve, and then I just go from there. I don't create anything. I just find it, and I find it by pushing paint around until it's right. And I'm not one of these. I'm more like a sculptor when they get a block of stone or a block of wood, and they chisel away and they find the image inside that block, and that's what I do with paint. I try to make really organic, natural, jumping around, outside, active sort of paintings that give that feeling. I didn't want to end up with some narrative that hung through the work, so it looked like one of those awful illustrations you get in the Sunday papers with some illustrative painting to prove a point. And to be honest, it was starting to look like that. And I was thinking, God, no, I can't do this. Obviously, you always want them to find something profound or something, a life-changing thing. But that's a pipe dream, isn't it? I want them to be entertained. I want them to come down and look at something and think, wow, that was great, be inspired in some sort of way. And I don't know, I just want them to enjoy it and to look at it and to think, wow, they've got to get something out of it themselves. It's a journey looking at artwork. It's not like, it doesn't come with a narrative or a direct, it's not a one-liner. My work has never been a one-liner. It's about you've got to explore it yourself.
Over the next few years, you're going to see a huge variety of top artists coming to respond to Eden and create new installations and performances, new site-specific work just for us here and just for our audiences.
What you're going to see stacks of paintings, basically stacks, all different shapes, sizes. Some hung double-sided triptychs, being hung off the roof of biomes. It's just going to be dead cool. It's audio, it has film, it is going to be very seductive, and that's the biggie. And that's my finale here, and then I'm gone. Or am I?